Today we will talk about car safety and safety testing methods during an accident, and of course you will find out which is the most dangerous car in the world. So sit down as comfortably as possible. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell. Also, don't forget to break the major like button to get started. In the first half of the 20th century, road accidents and their consequences have never been on the agenda of international organizations. Only in 1951, when 1 million people died in road accidents in the United States, did the international community draw attention to this issue. In 1957, for the first time, statistics were conducted in 47 countries, and it turned out that 102,559 people died in these countries due to road accidents, of which 71,810,000 were men. With the increase in the number of cars, the number of accidents with victims continues to increase. According to World Health Organization, about 1.35 million people die in road accidents each year worldwide. However, in recent decades there has been a positive trend, even though the number of road accidents remains high and the death rate is declining. For example, in Russia in the last 5 years the road mortality rate has dropped by 26% according to official data. Such a dynamic is associated not only with increased attention to the situation on the roads by the authorities but also due to car manufacturers, because they give priority to the safety of cars built by them and only then to speed and exterior design. Americans have demonstrated progress in passive car safety. They simulated a head-on collision between them and the 2009 Malibu roller coaster as its distant ancestor Chevrolet Bel Air 1959. These two cars showed the low level of passive safety of the model and Bel Air 1959 because at that time seatbelts and airbags were in the distant future. However, many have questioned this experiment as an advertisement. The Unified Car Safety Assessment System was born in the United States in 1970 and was named NCITP in 1979. The first test was performed. He later began testing at the American Highway Safety Insurance Institute. They started testing car safety in Europe in the second half of the 1990s. In December 1996, the Euro-ONS app was launched. Only a few developed countries can afford to conduct their own tests. These are Australia, China, and Japan. Consumers need to rely on these assessments from American and European organizations. However, there is an opinion that the results of impact tests do not always reflect the safety of a car in real life. Therefore, the company ISEC conducted its own research based on statistics from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety in the United States. They calculated a FAR coefficient that estimates the number of fatalities on each car model at 1 billion miles. The most dangerous car was named a Mitsubishi and Mercedes with a result of 10.2, and in second place is also Violet Corvette, which has a coefficient of 9.8. FAR closes the top 3 Honda Jazz leaders with a coefficient of 7.7, and Kia Ceera also obtained the 4th place with a coefficient of 7.4. And in 5th place is an LT Spark with a coefficient of 7.2. Headlight is still the Sport with P under the Stork bar with a coefficient of 6.9 headlight, and Nissan 370Z with a coefficient of 6.2, and the 8th place was occupied by Nissan Versac with a coefficient of 6.1 headlight. 9th place is actually 5.9. The headlights are followed by the MasterCard Dodge Challenger and Chevrolet Camaro, which got 5.8 and 5.5 respectively, and on the 12th place Kia Soul with the result of 5.3 headlights closes the list of Hyundai Fuel Booster Turbo and Nissan Notes, which got 5, 2. FAR S proved to be the most dangerous for drivers and passengers are compact and sports cars. The chance of dying in such a car is twice as high as in a bigger car. An interesting factor is that Mitsubishi also received 4 out of 5 stars in the tests performed by Euro NCAP. The only thing that caused complaints during the tests was the lack of auxiliary safety systems and the attachment of a child car seat. Mitsubishi and here received the following qualification: adult passenger safety 90%, child safety 70%, 80 pedestrian safety percent 83 and safety system 55 law. Surprisingly, with such a good grade, the car turns into a murderer when it travels on the road. The Highway Safety Insurance Institute of the United States of America found out the weaknesses of the cars that passed with such a good grade. European tests perform impact tests and create frontal collision conditions at a speed of 60 kilometers. At class. Car manufacturers know this and develop instructions so that the car exceeds the test mark, but in real life an accident occurs even when the driver is trying to avoid a frontal impact. Modernized tests taking this factor into account have highlighted major safety issues for sedan cars in the second half of the last decade, including Mitsubishi and Mirage. After defeat and justified criticism, the situation began to change. Car manufacturers have begun to make constructive changes to strengthen the bottom of the car and test companies to review their valuation methods and approaches. Thus, the European organization Euro NCAP announced the biggest update of the vehicle testing protocol from the last decades until the end of the year. The impact testing program will have several new tests, including the collision of a compact car with a larger one. A mannequin tour will become a real revolution. AIM imitating a medium-sized adult male is more sensitive to various types of influences and is equipped with sensors that detect possible damage to internal organs. However, experts are also asked to test female mannequins because women have a higher risk of dying in an accident than men. The reason is that cars are built for men. Thus a simple mannequin is a man with a height of 1.7 meters and who weighs 76 kilograms with the muscle mass corresponding to this construction. It was only in 2011 in the United States and in 2014 in Europe that they sometimes started testing female mannequins. He is 1.25 meters tall and weighs 50 kilograms, something between a woman and a child. You knew that Artery was safer than the Wrangler and Fiat Panda groups. Although it seems hard to believe, the Dacia Duster performed better than the two cars mentioned above. And keep in mind that the car from Miovini is a low-cost car. A year ago, Dacia Duster obtained 3 stars in the Euro NCAP tests, a result similar to that of Alfa Romeo Giulietta. The test took place in 2017. Dacia Duster received the following qualification: adult passenger safety 71%, child safety 66%, pedestrian safety 6, security systems percent 7. Another interesting fact is that in 2012 Dacia Logi took 3 stars. In 2013 Dacia Sandero obtained 4 stars and Dacia Logan MCV in 2014 obtained 3 stars in safety tests. As we see, an ideal testing system does not exist. The results depend on many factors and are not always objective when checking in practice. Therefore, when choosing a car or driving, it is important not to forget the traffic rules because they are very important. To have friends like that for that to write in the comments in your opinion which is the safest car at the moment. Also, subscribe to our channel. Press the bell so as not to miss the new episodes and break the like flyer. See you soon.